you way too dope, kid.
I've been living around this morning through rain. Hidden pain, hidden tears. Had to keep them locked away. I done shed so many tears. Heal my heart, save my soul. I bury my heart anew. Devil working on my soul, but I'm so blessed. Leave it up to God, so right now I just worry less. Yeah. Heal my heart, save my soul.
Kato, you way too dope, kid.
The pain from my past.
Your name and where you're from?
Victor Lacan, aka Rude Boy Psyche, REWDBWOIPSYCHE, but that's above the E. Yes, me. Yes, that's me. I am originally from Castries, St. Lucia. That's right. That's where I was born, in Victoria Hospital. St. Croix Virgin Islands will raise me. Majority of my life growing up, where I learned to speak and became the man that I am today, is St. Croix, USVI. Growing up, family was our main priority. Brought into a family where my mom was a teacher. Most of her life she was a teacher, till she, of course, now at this time retired. My father was a musician amongst many other things, a jack of all trades, if you want to see, many, many different things. But yes, mainly a musician, artist even, calypsonian.
Were your family strict?
Yeah, we had strict rules. But the strict rules is basically to, for righteous, to keep you on a righteous path.
Tell me about your life-changing event.
The home invasion. The morning of the incident, I woke up to a loud bang. Like I almost thought, like, wow, somebody crashed into the house or something. Like, what is crashes? That's my first thing. Before I even opened my eyes to see what's going on, what I heard was that loud bang, which turns out to be these men supposedly kicking in the door.
How many men?
3 men, all armed, guns. In fact, one pointing straight at me the moment I opened my eyes in my hallway, where I quickly got up.
Who else was in the property?
My boy Gargamel.
Do you think they knew about your whereabouts?
Not mine personally. The first thing I did is get out of my bed. Open my eyes and get out of bed, facing a gun in my face. My first reaction at this time, like, hey, is everybody okay? I know I'm my place, but I know they ain't come for me to deal with me in no way. Is some other objective on their mind. So my objective is like, okay, at what point am I here and what I salvage or what my next move should be is my reaction. So that's why when I approach the dude and I show him that, hey, I don't have no weapon, my hands been out like this, and walk up to him and say, I need to check on my boy. Meaning Gargamel.
Were you scared?
I don't think I had time to be scared. My brain moved like 1,000,000 miles an hour. He makes sure my hands up so I can't move. He said, don't move. So I I just walk in to make sure I check on my youth that nothing happened to him. And we walk, my room was all the way in the back. So it had like a hallway to the next bedroom, which is where Gargamel room. So we walking up this hall now, this dude pointing his gun right in my face, and I watching him right in his face with a gun in my face, and like, yo, I checking for my boy. You know what I mean? And I walking at the same time, and I talking, and I say, yo, Gargamel. I call his name, and then I walk in his room. There's Gargamel bleeding on the bed. The guy gun butt in his head. That's how they wake Gargamel up. And I don't even know if today maybe that was the sound I hear. But at the time I walk into the room, yeah. And Gargamel now telling the dude like, yo, let me on my clothes, my pants or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And the dude, like, you know what I mean? Like, hey, like, yo, where the money? Where the money? So, Gargamel stand up, you know, and then dude talking up and saying, get on your knees. You know, and at that point now, you know, I'm hearing these words and I'm trying to have a conversation with Gargamel. And I know this Gargamel goes to the window and he closes the blinds. That's what Gargamel does. He closes the blinds.
Why did you think he did that?
I don't know. I mean, it's funny to me now because of what happened after, but I didn't know. And I don't know, maybe I never even bring it up to him, but I was thinking right now, I'm like, yo, that's the first thing I see he do when he got up. He got to the window, which his bed was by the window. So I guess they thinking nothing of it. I mean, it's a blind. There's nothing there. He's closing the blinds. I don't know.
What were the other guys doing?
The other guy had one pointed his gun right at Gargamel. One guy, a big guy, had his gun pointed down at me with, you know, like, yeah, on my head. Now, because first it was in my face, and then, like, I guess once we were in the room, now you doing that. And the third guy is with Black, and they're going through the house searching for shit. They're opening drawers in the kitchen and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? That's the third guy. Remember, it's 3 guys. Thought they were going to come into a house with 2 guys. Now they see, okay, there's 3. So there's somebody. It's kind of even. And that's the way I look at it. I didn't even know it was 3 guys. I thought there were more. But when I looked, I saw that guy first, the one that was walking towards my room when I heard the slam and I got up. The other one that was in Gargamel's room. And then I noticed in the hallway, you know, of Gargamel's room, the other guy with Black. So I'm not worried really about Black because, you know, he's moving around already. You know what I'm saying? And with moving, if something happens to happen at spur of the moment, you're already moving, stay on the move or whatever. My priority now, like, yo, Gargamel look a little woozy. You know what I mean? The man bleeding off of his head, and Gargamel ain't good in his head. And we've been in some situations before, but like, to see he bleeding, wake up in the morning, and this is going on, like I say, guns now in the play. So, you know what I mean? That kind of stunned me for a minute. And then, like I said, like when he closed the blinds is more or less, you know, my last thought. I guess my last thought of mine before I thought in my mind, what are we going to do? And these are my words when they said, get on your knees. My exact words, I don't get on my knees for nobody but Jah. And the moment I said Jah, it's almost like a spirit take my body. And I just started moving towards the gunman that had the gun on Gargamel. He's watching Gargamel closing the window and telling him to get on his knees, and I need to get on my knees. I guess they're looking to tie me up or whatever. And I grabbed the gun. 2 hands on the gun. My first step, within seconds, I don't know how, like I said, from the moment I said Jah, within a millisecond or whatever, 2 hands on the gun, move the gun upwards, his hands up, I hold him in what they used to call that, Willie Nelson? 2 hands. Now his hands up, my hands curved behind his, hold him like this now, his head ducked down, and we're tussling for the gun. You know, so we're getting around and around for the gun.
What was the other gunman doing?
The gunman that had the gun on me was swung out of the way and went to point to shoot at the tussle between me and the other guy. And Gargamel now went for the same guy that I was on to like chucky off to push the other gunman away. So that the gunman now, like, he's struggling for a 2 second because he's shaking up now as me and Gargamel trying to get the gun from the one that gun Booty. So the first guy, which is the one I rushed, the one that said, Guyanese, shot fire. I got hit. My left thigh. That's the first shot fire in the entire incident was in my left thigh. I'm shot, but I guess it's, that adrenaline or whatever. Got you move and shake. I didn't even know I got shot till later on, but I heard the gunshot. So we're tussling for the gun, and I want to make sure, hey, nobody that I ain't want to get shot getting shot. So now, remember, we tussling for the gun, two hands on the gun, two hands on the gun, and that headlock or whatever. So the gun moving. It moved down. I had it up. He moved it down when Gargamel shoved the other dude out of the way to try to grab him and that tussle. And then, the way I grab the dude is like, he can't get to Gargamel, but Gargamel got to go through now that other dude to get to he see him. So in the middle of that is, like I said, a moving hand. He happened to move his hand down to where he so want to pull the trigger because his finger on the trigger already, but my hand's on his hands that's on the gun. So he pulling the trigger and he's shooting. And like I said, the first shot in my leg, I moved his hands and the next shot was in his chest. So he shoot basically himself pulling that trigger, if you understand what I'm saying. He's wheezing, weaker. Gargamel at this point is able to stamp him out and take the gun from him. In that whole split second there, right? Second shot, so 2 shot fire now, right? The guy that had originally, I guess, the first guy I saw. Now he has a gun pointed at him. That Gargamel just took. What does he do? Run. Third guy sees him running, and they take off. Leaving their one dude in the room with me and Gargamel. So yeah, he's trying to make it out of the door now. So we tussling out of the door now. You know what I'm saying? Keep in mind, the other 2 dudes trying to make it out now because they seen their brethren getting beaten there. And they ain't gunshot firing and they ain't want to shoot and they got gun pointed at them too. But they ain't shooting. They ain't want to shoot. You know what I'm saying? They're like, fuck this. I ain't worth my life or whatever. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, they take off and then the dude now, he's still struggling or whatever. As I saw. Now, Gargamel like basically tussling here around the house, blood everywhere. Now he bleeding, remember Gargamel bleeding through his head, you know what I'm saying? And different places, this dude bleeding through his chest. You know what I mean? Gargamel in a rage now, he got a tool in his hand and everything like that. You know what I'm saying? And them man still, he thinking them man still got guns and them man out there, you know what I'm saying? Gargamel fires his second shot. His first shot, which was in the staircase. And I don't know if it was a ricochet or not, but the next shot was, and I swear, it fly off the dude Conroe. Headshot when the dude was down the stairs. You know what I mean? I don't know if he fell down the stairs, but when, you know what I mean? Like I said, going out the door now, them are running, boom, we firing shot, bam. That's the next shot. So Gargamel fired the shot, and like I said, the first one hit the stairs, and the other one fly out a piece of the dude Conroe. You know what I mean? And the dude now, he lying on the ground, and he wheezing. You can hear basically his chest wheezing and stuff like that. Right at the bottom of my staircase. And the other dude now, Gargamel gone, running after them now, but they now further gone, and Gargamel didn't want to go too far from the house because the situation was there, and then the dude still at the bottom of our step. So he circle around and see the dude there or whatnot. And then, before you know it, cops arrive on the scene.
When did you notice you got shot?
It was a while after. You know what I mean? The dude was there. I remember Gargamel, for whatever reason, I don't know if it's instinct or whatever, he was saying y'all clean up all the blood, let's clean up all the blood, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, why? You know what I'm saying? Because, right now, I ain't worried about this. blood on my wall, on my floor. I ain't worried about that right now. Like, dude, like, you know, like, we don't have time to clean it. Like, the way these gunshots being busted, where we live, yeah, the cops probably, like, right outside the door. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't cleaning a while, man. But he had a rag. He had a kitchen towel that he wet. And he, you know, he's frantic doing that. And all the time I ain't realize I got shot. I honestly didn't realize. I was walking fine. I did not realize until I looked and I'm bleeding. Like right after he talking about blood and everything, I didn't even know it was my blood.
What ended up to the guy that got shot?
Pronounced dead at arrival.
How did you feel at the moment?
The hospital, well, like I said, I know he was wheezing. And when the wheezing stopped, it's like he just passed out. You know, so I know he was already bleeding. So police arrived. Within minutes, the ambulance arrived and took his body, you know, on the stretch and everything. And then took off. Then another ambulance came and they took, well, at that time the police took my clothes for evidence, I guess to check the blood splatter or whatever, and gave me this paper mache kind of outfit. You know what I mean? That I remember when I put that on, it was a cold morning to, but yeah, they took our clothes and they give us this paper thing, and I remember that even through the paper my leg was bleeding too, and yeah, they were asking me like, "Yo, am I okay?" and everything, and that's when I was like, "Yeah, it looks like I got shot." You know what I mean? So they took me to the ambulance, and I think they gave me liquid stitches and stuff, something like that. Yeah, they said that, hey, it's an open wound. We're gonna seal it up, blah, blah, whatever. I wasn't really listening. Like my mind was again, you know, in all these different places at the time. Like crazy morning. This is how I woke up. And I remember I had to go to work that day, I think. And I was like, man, I'm not going to make it on time.
Did you feel sorry for the man that passed away?
Yeah.
Why?
Nobody should lose their life like that in a struggle. You know, and I mean, you have to really be going through a struggle to risk your life or put your life at risk and to be doing things where you're just careless with your life.
What is the most important thing you learned?
I chose to fight. That's the lesson, you know. I mean, sometimes you can't get away from a situation. You can't back down the situation. You can't get out of it. You have no choice but to fight. And when you in that situation, you have to be prepared for it. You know, nothing was planned, but that's where instincts come in at times. You know, quick thinking, quick acting.
Did you ever think about the situation ending differently?
Yeah, plenty times I think like, hey, what if that shot had been like a few inches higher? You know, I mean, and I bled out and something else happened to my boy, and now because, you know what I'm saying, it could have played out so many different ways. And I mean, it's just like they took a risk. You know, we taking a risk fighting back as well.
In closing, what would you have done differently?
At the point that you're in my home with a gun pointed at me, I wouldn't have done anything different from the way I reacted that morning. The situation I was in, yeah, I don't think I would have done anything different.
All right. Thanks for your time, man.
All right. Fully up.